All right, good morning, third grade friends. Today we're going to continue our discussion on measurement. First of all, so I know that you're being a listener, I want you to put your listening ears on and your learning eyes open. All right, today we're going to talk about a new type of measurement. I have a little riddle for you. Let's see if you can get it. What is round, has two hands, and keeps the whole world on track? What's round, has two hands, and keeps the whole world on track? Remember, we're talking about a means of measurement. Great answer. Okay, so the answer is what's round in most cases? A clock. It has two hands. Now these two hands, the little hand tells the hour, the big hand tells the minute. And remember, there are 24 hours in a day. There are 60 minutes in an hour, and there are 60 seconds in a minute. So we're going to be talking about time and the use of measurement today. Now, some of you are asking me why we're using this clock. Now, this clock is called an analog clock. And often most of you see digital clocks that have digital time. And we need to think about time in many different ways, because there might be a situation in which you are using this analog clock and you're trying to get on a train and you don't know what time it is because this is all mumble jumble because you don't have your cell phone anymore. And so we're going to talk about the different ways to look at time. Now I want you to think of time that is a scale, and it's curved into a circle. Okay, so our scale has been curved into a circle, and on our curve and on our scale we have 12 numbers, 1 through 12. Okay, now these numbers represent our time, our 60 minutes, our hours. And I want you also to remember, like, there's not 24 numbers on here, right? It doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 24. No, there are 12 numbers. So our day is broken into two halves. 12 hours in the PM, 12 hours in the AM, and they start when it is either 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. Okay, so those are some things we're going to look at. Now, time, what is time? Well, it's the progression of the existence of events in the time, in the past, present, and future. So if I'm getting excited to go to a birthday party, I'm going to wonder, it's 2 o'clock now. My birthday party starts at 4 o'clock. How am I possibly going to figure that out? Well, that's when you use the method of time. Now, when we're looking at a clock, I love this because we know multiplication. We've been doing it all school year. And you can start to tell time with multiplication. You can tell time to the minute, and each one of these little dash marks represents a minute. Okay? So if I want to say that it is 12:04, that's what that's going to look like, 12:04. Also, if you wanted to figure out what time it was, if it was 12:30, we can count by fives, and that's where that multiplication comes in. So I could go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I can count by fives because if you look at the clock, it goes in increments of 5 all the way up to 30, or I mean up to 60, sorry. Now, we can also look at time by the minute, the 5-minute. We can look at it by 15 minutes, right? Because we can take our clock and we can divide it into 4 pieces. Let me just take my marker here. Right, and we can go right down the middle and right across. Okay, so we could break it into fourths. And we've done that. We've looked at fractions this year. So time is this really cool use of measurement in which we can manipulate it by the minute, the 5-minute. You can manipulate it by 15. You can manipulate it by 30, 45. You can any way you want. But time is meant to measure time that is past, So if I woke up and I've been watching cartoons and I want to know how much time I wasted, I can look at the clock and say, okay, I woke up at 7 o'clock. It is now 7:45. I can tell time and say, oh, I wasted 45 minutes. So in this unit, we're going to break this down. We're not going to do all of this today, but we're going to look at time as a use of measurement. It is what has passed, what is present, and what is future. And we use this circular scale to help us understand time that has passed. To the minute, 5 minutes, to the half hour, to the hour. And so I really want us to focus on that. Thanks. Are you guys ready? Let's go ahead and get started.